today on the River Trent at Newark, and I've come to test some brand new products from Vespe. So the products themselves, what we've got a range of whips from Vespe, and they're called the Vespe Potenza. So they're handmade in Italy by a company called Verret, and the Potenza means force. So starting at the very bottom, we've got a 2.5 metre whip. These are your fast action whips, and you're not going to miss bites on these. That as soon as the float goes under, you're into that fish. However, they are soft, even though they're stiff. So moving up, we've got a 3 metre, 3.5, 4, 4, 4.5, 5, and then we've got a specialised whip here, a 9 metre whip, but it's telescopic up to 6 metres, and then it's take apart up to your 9 metres. This today is the light version, but they've also got a medium and a heavy as well. Okay, so what would we use these whips for? So from the 2.5 metre up to probably the 5 metre, you're going to use these for absolutely everything, from your canals, your rivers, commercials in the winter, literally anything you want to do. But the bigger versions, these are predominantly for rivers or big lakes in Ireland, fishing to hand. So when you're on a lot of fish, you're going to capitalise on getting the most out of your swim with these whips. Today we're going to be fishing with the 5 metre whip on the short line, and then the 9 metre light whip out into a quarter to a halfway into the river. Yeah, and see how they perform. So let's get down the bank and get some fish caught. Okay then, so the bait I'd use for a day's whip fishing. First of all, we've got our ground bait. I've mixed this up the night before. What that does is allows me to get the most water I can possible into the mix, because I want to target them better fish, get them right down on the deck, and I don't want fish in all different layers. So get as much water in the mix as you can, pin them to the bottom and catch them better fish. I've got 2 bags of Dynamite Silver X Roach, and then a bag of Frenzied Ent Black, and then a bag of River, Dynamite Silver X River. And what this does, it binds the mix together, the River does, because it's a sticky mix. That way we can get loads of particles into the mix. And that's about it for ground bait. We have added some crushed hemp into this, just to put some more particles in it, but that's our ground bait done. You want it nice and sticky, so you can form a ball really easy. Okay, so the particles that I would bring. First of all, we've got some maggots. I don't want to loose feed these on the long whip, because I want the fish on the deck. However, we can feed some of these short and catch small perch and dace on a shorter whip. So we've got a couple of pints of maggots, bronze, with a few reds in there. We've got a couple of pints of fresh casters. I got these on the way to the river from Anglers Peg in Cannock. Absolutely fantastic casters they are every time you go there. I get them when they're light, and then take them out the bag, put them into the bait tub with no water, brown them off to the consistency that I want them, so the colour that I want. Once they're at that consistency, I add water, and that'll stop the process then, and they'll stay the colour that I want. They're for putting through the ground bait to put onto the bottom, and then I just bring a couple of cans of Dynamite hemp seed with me, and that'll go straight out of the can. Into the tub. Job done. They're the 3 baits that I bring along with my ground bait, and we shouldn't need anything else. So all you're going to do is just hold the bottom shot so you're 6 inches away from the hook. The reason I don't hold the hook is when you go to flip out the rig, you'll hook your finger. Just hold the bottom shot, just stand up so you're giving yourself more leverage off the water so your hook bait doesn't hit the water. And all you're going to do is compress the whip and then just loose the shot with your left hand and just swing it out steady in front of you. Draw the Olivet back and lower it down where you want to run the whip through. Whilst that's running through, all you're going to be doing is making a ball for feeding on your next chuck with your left hand, and you don't want to be holding the rig back, but you want to be connected to the float. And it's as simple as that. So run through it just one more time. You're going to grab the bottom shot so you're 6 inches away from the hook. Stand up, make sure you've got your arm right at the back of the whip. Compress the whip, loose with your left hand and swing the rig out. In front of you, lift the Olivet and drag it to where you want, and then lower the rig down slowly. And then mend the line behind the whip so you're attached to the float. Okay, so feeding. Once we've cast out, and you bring your rig back to where the line you want it to run down. Just lower your rig in. Then what you're going to do is put the whip in between your legs and swap hands so the ball is in your strongest hand, which is mine's the right. Chuck the ball just in front of the float and then mend the float so it runs over the top of that ball. And it's as simple as that. Okay, so swinging a fish then with a whip. All you're going to do is just keep the pressure on them, just bring it up to the surface and just keep lifting, keep lifting, keep lifting. Keep lifting. And then when it gets closer, lift the whip up and bring the fish in.